From the Good News Broadcasting Studio headquarters here in Nairobi, my name is Eugene Ochieng Kwach, and this is The Insight. The Insight today, we talk about political factors, coalition factors, and political formations as we're gearing towards 2022. Different political factions are taking different political shapes. We have ANC, Ford Kenya, and Wiper having to exiting NASA formally, and ODM is also exiting NASA. So as they are forging a way forward through the OCA, what next for ODM? What about others like UDA? What is next for them? And these amongst other myriads of issues we are going to discuss tonight on The Insight with my guest. Well, we are answering these questions together with a lot more GBS TV Africa, and you can send your views on 21144, and you can also contact us at GBS TV Africa. That is at Instagram page. Also, you can tweet via GBS TV Africa. You can also get us on Facebook at GBS TV Africa. You can also find me at Eugene Kwach on all social media platforms. And as usual, today we also have guests who are also going to help us walk the talk. This conversation of political alliances and other myriads of issues that we are going to discuss here on The Insight tonight. My first guest tonight is Joseph Chege. Joseph Chege is a Jubilee coordinator and as well as a political analyst. We also have Susan Mangeni. Susan Mangeni is a UDA coordinator, Busia County, and is going to vie for the Women Rep, Busia County 2022. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Insight Show, and it begins now. You are going to help me walk the talk. I'll start with you, Susan Mangeni. Susan Mangeni, historically, Kenyan elections have always been held through coalitions. We had 2002, we had a coalition. We had 2007, we've always had coalitions like the ODM, the Pentagon. We had, in 2013, we also had European TNA coming together. We have had this subsequently happening in the elections that have been in Kenya. As we are gearing towards 2022, ODM, amongst other parties like KANU of Gideon Moi, we have Wiper of Kalonzo Musyoka, we have Ford Kenya. They are charting a way forward into making coalitions as they are preparing for 2022. UDA has not been talking about forming coalitions. Are they planning to form a coalition? And if not, why is it that, what gives you confidence that you are going to make it without having to be in a team or a coalition?
Thank you, Eugene. It's always a pleasure to be on this show. I may not talk on behalf of those other parties, ODM, I don't know, OCA, and those other that you mentioned, but I will talk about UDA a little bit. I can talk confidently because our party leader has made these ones so openly, especially in many shows that he has had, many forums, that he's not going to see coalitions on tribal basis. He's not going to seek coalition with tribal kingpins. But he has said that he's committed to seeking coalition with the common mwananchi himself, with the individual himself. They are not through other intermediate outfits. And I think what is informing him is that he, through this model we are calling bottom-top approach, is not just on economic issues per se, but is also how we are going to run our governance affairs, that we center the people into governance. So we reach out to the common mwananchi himself. Why would we need to go through, for example, Musalia to get to the Western people when we can still go directly to the people? So UDA is a national party that has a membership, and all members are equal. They're equal. Even that one who is at the grassroots has equal right, just the same as that one who is up here who is holding any position. So I don't think we need any coalition of parties of intermediate institution. We just need to coalesce around economic issues, development agenda, and that's what we're fighting for now.
Mr. Chege, she's saying that UDA is not going to coalesce with these bigger parties like ODM or maybe ANC because they can go to the grassroots and get
Reach
the
the
votes one by one. And they are going there with an agenda, like she has said, economic agenda, the bottom-up approach. And there is no need actually of forming coalitions. What do you make of this?
Thank you so much for calling me on the show for the second time. Number one, who want to make a coalition with Ruto? Let's start there. Because Musalia is on the record saying he cannot make a coalition with Ruto. He's just a stinking character. Kalonzo is on the record saying he can't make a coalition with Ruto. Raila is on the record saying he can't make a coalition with Ruto. You see, this is a scenario whereby nobody wants you around. So you try to spin a narrative that I'm going to the people. Are we together? Because it is known Kenya is an ethnicized country. And at the end of the day, all the elections we have done, and 2022 will not be different. At the end of the day, chickens will come home to roast. If you look at the UDA, Ruto being the face of the UDA, Ruto, UDA is a Rift Valley party. I'm telling you, the remnants you see in Mount Kenya, very soon when the president opens his mouth, there will be none. Eastern, they are coming up with their bus. In fact, they are putting up the wheels now. The bus will be up and running for the Meru, the Embus, and the Rakanidi. That is a fact. The Ukambani, they have their party. The Coast region, they have the way they talk. The Western, let me tell you, Kenya, as much as you want to hide your head in the sand, at the end of the day, you will need to a coalition. But woe on to our deputy president, because nobody wants a coalition with him.
It's interesting.
Now he has to come and try to say,
It's very interesting.
I don't want coalition. In fact, the only coalition Ruto is making now is with the terrorists and African dictators. Even the Europeans themselves, nobody wants to go near that guy. Because it's either you are dead or your property is gone. You choose what you want.
Eugene, it's very interesting for someone like Chege to talk about that because he introduced himself as a Jubilee coordinator. And we know very well in the run-up to 2017 election, these same Jubilee characters came up and say they wanted to form one party, which was Jubilee. And they killed several parties to form one national party called Jubilee. And now he's telling us how Kenya, we are highly ethnicized. And he's glorifying the fact that each region now should come up with their own political party. It's so ironic. And you know, and let me tell you, he tells us who wants coalition. And the thing is, it's also in public domain that most of those characters he's mentioning here have been coming and having a meeting with the party lead of UDA. And it's there. They are having these discussions with him. Some of them are even saying, let's wait for the rerun.
And Suzanne Mangeri, this begs the question, why can't parties go at it alone?
Why
is it that these parties must form a coalition so that they can go for election? And it has been for a long time now. From the election, since we got a multi-party, Kenya attained a multi-party. It has always been coalitions after coalitions.
It's because...
Why do you think that this time round, UDA will be different?
Let me tell you,
Yes.
and you've asked a very good question. Why can't parties just go it alone?
Yes.
Number one, they glorify tribalism. Number two, most of those leaders who are agitating for coalition is because they do not have a national agenda. They don't have an agenda which unites everybody, which unites Chege in Central Rift Valley, in Central Kenya, which can unite Susan in Western Kenya. These are people who are so much playing politics, sectarian kind of politics.
Yes.
They're so much limited in their scope of ideas, in their scope of ideology. They have nothing that can cough around. So all these characters right now, they're feeling pain. And especially I know Chege. And I know Chege, you've been bruised because you were in Jubilee. You thought you were with these people. Now you are terming them rebels. They're leaving you so much exposed. You don't know where to begin from. The other day in Kiamba, they came there in your own bedroom, and I told you no longer own this bedroom. And right now you're running all over in courts to cry about rigging, a system crying about rigging. So I want to tell you that with Mheshimiwa Ruto, he has shown that he has an agenda which can unite Susan from Western and someone else from Central, Coast and everywhere. So we are telling these people, also come out. If you are strong enough, if you truly believe in yourself, you have the agenda for this country that can unite everybody. Why can't you go it alone? Why do you have to package Luya, package Luo, package Kalenjins? Are we not going to have a leader that can bring about unity of this country? So UDA, we are going to do that.
Jubilee is dead. Is it so? Is Jubilee already dead?
No,
we want to know. And of course, as we are going to, as you're telling us that, Susan Mangeni, there is also allegations of Sudi and other leaders saying that UDA must, everyone in Rift Valley must rally behind Ruto. What do you think about that? Generally, as you tell us about Jubilee Party, is it dead?
I think she should answer that.
Okay.
Because she has given us a lecture. Let me go on the
So you want me to answer? So let me answer.
After I'm through. She will answer that.
Yes.
Because she has told you how Ruto want to rally Kenyans, a democratic nation. But we have in his backyard the people, the closest people to Ruto, written members of Rift Valley, who are not joining UDA. I want to see the dictatorship in that guy.
Yes.
The rest of the country, it is open. You can have democracy. People can choose where they want to be. But in his backyard, it's a threat.
Okay.
I don't think
no,
that's
let me finish.
true.
I didn't talk when you are talking.
Yes.
It is a threat in Rift Valley.
Okay.
That if you don't toe the line with Ruto, we are going to deal with you. That is the person known as William Samoei Ruto.
Yes.
Are we together? And Kenyans, the good thing about Kenyans is that no intellectual in Kenya, you can bring him some William Samoei Ruto and he buy that guy. The person he's saying he cannot make a coalition had a coalition in 2013. That time, he didn't say that, I'm going to change a narrative. Because he can't change nothing. The only narrative Ruto had since he came Y92 is looting. Ruto rooted in 92. He has rooted the government. He has rooted everything. I'm telling you, if there was a person who was honest in leaving this president to William Samoei Ruto, was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But coming into the government, Uhuru left everything. He trusted Ruto so much with the government. Only to realize when the ministers went and told president, now we are leaving. We live with this guy.
Okay.
Because for any tender above 100 billion, he has to eat the kickbacks.
Oh, okay.
What I'm saying is this,
yes, Jubilee.
about the Jubilee.
Yes.
There's no way. Right now, I want to tell you, we are in this studio, and now we are told one of us is a thief. You put a pen here, it's gone. You put a book here, it's gone. What do you think will happen to the unity we have? It will disintegrate. And that's what happened to Jubilee. Because we had big for agenda, but the president is going all over the country, coming with the money, 20 billion. We are building dams in Arol. We are building dams in Kimwarel to help the people of Elgeyo Marakwet, who have been drinking mud since time memorial. Only to realize, in the room, the money has vanished. You see?
Yes.
So that's why we told them. And I want even the viewers to go and look the people who surround William Samoei Ruto, so that you can tell us the reason we told them get out and go.
Okay.
We had Waruke. We'll talk. We had Waruke. Waruke can't even talk right now. Even telling hi, he can't say hi.
What do you mean?
Because he has a case of 700 million. That's why Waruke can't talk the way he was talking last time. 700 million. He brought Kenya serious to the knees. And I want you to play the record if you have. When the elders of Rift Valley was in Gishu, had a meeting with the registered senators, Urengo, Wetangula, they told Murkomen on the face, we know it's not the likes of Urengo, we know it's not like Wetangula, who are eating us. it's you Murkomen and your friend, and
Okay,
go and
well,
tell him.
we were
Okay.
talking about party coalition.
That's what
Okay,
I'm telling
Eugene.
you.
Yes.
That's what I'm telling you, because you asked me
Yes.
who the Ruto coalition.
Yes.
And that's why I was telling you, now with what you have had,
Yes.
who want to make a coalition with Ruto.
Okay.
Number two, Jubilee will make a coalition.
Okay.
That is not
with who?
Don't worry. At the right time, we'll have a coalition.
So-
Because we are aware that Kenya being ethnicized that the way it is, we must, for you to win in Kenya,
Which you have ethnicized.
unless you are living in denial or in bottom-up heavens, because we have such a heaven, that's when you can live in denial. But as a fact, you must unite Western, you must unite somewhere, because they want their person there.
You are uniting us on which basis? You see, one thing that every time I hear these so-called Kieleweke people, the remnants of Jubilee, who have been so much weekend punctured, talk about unity. You wonder, what are you uniting us for? What are you uniting us with? Yeah, you are uniting us with people who want position. You're uniting individuals. You are not uniting the masses. But again, Eugene,
Yes.
let me come back to the issue which you're asking and ask Chege. Chege, you are here talking about looting, talking about corruption and what? You forget that had it not been Ruto, Uhuru would not be in State House. You forget that. I mean, Jubilee forgets.
Okay.
They've stayed with Ruto all the way from 2013, and they still have him now. All these evidences they're telling us about Aror, about Kimarer, about everything they're telling us. How come they've not gone to court?
So Susan Mangeni,
How come? What
there's a question.
we're just asking them, because we know the narratives which they've come up with.
Yes.
We know very well, and Kenyans know, since 2018, they've pushed out Ruto from the system. The other day, Uhuru was telling us how he keeps on losing 2 billion every day. So tell us, how many other looters do we still have in the government now that Ruto is on the edge? How many these looters who steal 2 billion every day? Tell us those other looters who are stealing KEMSA, the COVID millionaires, now that Ruto is a loot and he's outside. So these people, I think when they started off their coalition with Ruto, I don't know if it was supposed to be a coalition of taking this country forward, or if it was supposed to be a coalition of them eating and other Kenyans looking from the side. And I want to ask them, they keep on referring to Kimarer and Aror, Kimarer and Aror. Were these the only projects that you are supposed to do in this country? Which project were you supposed to do in Western that had not been done, that you can come here now, talk to me now that you want to coalesce on the basis of tribes? Tell me as a Luya that you are, wait,
Yes.
he needs to tell me as a Luya that this is the project you are supposed to do in Busia, Kakamega, or where. Stop singing to us about Aror, Kimarer. Those were the Rift Valley. Tell us what you are supposed to do in Western that you've never done.
Yes.
And the other thing, you are telling us that in Rift Valley, you must belong to UDA, and it's a command. Now, let me tell you, my brother, as a coordinator for UDA in Busia, we have figures. And today I want to shock you, Chege, that the leading counties in registration are in Rift Valley. Not Rift Valley, but Central. Kiambu is leading, Nyeri is leading, and Mount Kenya Meru is leading. Those are the counties that have registered the highest number of UDA registered members than even Uasin Gishu, where the boss come from. So this thing about being forced, you must belong here, you should not belong here. Where are you coming
So
up
it's a
with these
fallacy,
stories?
according to
The last thing,
But Sudi was saying that.
let me tell you, let's not discuss Sudi.
Yes.
Sudi is not Ruto.
Okay.
And it's just like telling me because Chege has said here something, that's the position of Uhuru. It's not the position of Uhuru.
Okay.
He can talk as Chege, you know, because if the way this guy hates Ruto and the way he's describing Ruto, and he told me that he was, before we came to this show,
Yes.
he told me that he was a donor secretary general for 3 years. 3 years secretary general with someone. Your soul must have been punctured somewhere. So allow us also to work with him so that at that time when our soul gets punctured, we will get to that point. We will, we will find a way of dealing with that. Do not dictate to us after you sat with this guy. He has helped you. He has given you numbers to be where you are. Right now, you are coming to preach to us that this person is bad.
Okay. Let me ask you, Bwana Chege. Well, Mangeni is telling us that the conversations that we are having should change, actually, because the coalitions are now that were based on ethnicity should now change so that we can have things to discuss, different from ethnicity. We should talk about issues like economy. We should talk about other things, just like the UDA are forging a ground via the bottom-up approach. What do you think about this? Should the conversations change so that even parties can go at it alone? We do not need to have maybe region-based leaders, ethnic leaders.
Thank you so much. First, she dared me to say what Ruto has eaten in Western. And I tell her, Kitare is in Western. And Waluke brought down
Itali is not in Western.
Trans Nzoia.
That's in Rift Valley.
That's in Rift
Please
Valley.
tell
Even in
me-
Western province, we have
Point
people
to me
who-
one project in
That's what I'm
Busia.
telling you.
In Busia.
No, I'm telling Busia. You have
yes,
said
yes.
Western.
Yeah.
In Western, we
Province,
have maize
yeah.
farmers. Do you have maize farmers in Western? Those people, Waruke, dragged Ruto into the people who brought Kenya Cereal Board.
And
So
when
when
was
he go
this?
to Busia,
When
it is
was
on the
this?
record if they want
No,
to play
but
the record, they
Waluke's case, you know, stop
no, but-
misleading the viewers
No,
because
you know, the
Waluke's
problem with
case,
her
no,
is that I'm
Waluke-
talking, you talk, I skip quiet.
Waluke's case was way back before Jubilee
No,
Coalition.
let me talk.
Before
After I
even
talk,
TNA,
you
you are
talk.
no, you
Because
know
you know
are
the reason is,
misleading.
when she's
because you are
talking-
misleading.
When she's talking,
He's
I keep
misleading.
quiet. Even when she's misleading,
Yes.
I keep quiet.
Yes.
But when I'm talking, she has
Okay,
to interject, which is very bad by the way. You must be a good
Oh, you're
debater.
just misleading.
No, be a good
You
debater.
are
Just
misleading
listen.
the people.
After I'm through, then you'll say what I'm misleading.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is,
Yes.
Waluke, the general for William Ruto, ate Kenya Serious Board to its knees.
Okay.
Are you together?
Yes.
Number two, you have asked, which are these models? He's talking about uniting Kenyans.
Yes.
My friend, let me tell you one thing. It doesn't matter which the policies you come with. You can come up with bottom up, down up, volcanoes, but all policies, and I want our viewers to understand this, any policy to succeed, no matter how good it is,
Okay.
it depends with the character of a person enforcing the policy. A thief will not come out of committee, amefunguliwa jana, and now he says in this company, I'm going to make sure I am managing seamlessly, I don't know what, that is nonsense and stupidity and taking Kenyans for a ride. For any policy to work, even in this company, I know they have come geniuses. People who had very good ideas on how they can transform GBS to be international television. But where are they now? They are gone. But we came people who don't have an idea, but because of their character, GBS is standing today. That's why I'm telling you, the conmanship in William Samoei Ruto, it is thinking to a point that he knows, people knows his character.
Okay.
I think Eugene, this guy-
Let us leave William Ruto for
Yes.
a while.
Eugene.
Let's talk for some.
Eugene, let me tell
Let's
you.
look at one Kenya lands and NASA.
Yes.
Eugene,
What? Yes.
let me respond to this guy. Chege, it's so much unfortunate that you're coming here and in front of the national TV like this, you're telling Kenyans that the character of Uhuru stinks because he's the one who is at the helm. That because we are poorer than how he found us, his character is questionable. Because this is where we are. We are not even talking about Ruto's leadership, because Ruto's leadership at the helm is going to come from 2022, around there, August 9. But now this gentleman is confessing here that Jubilee stinks, Jubilee has a bad character, he himself also has a bad character, and that's why we are where we are. And secondly, we should also discourage these people who come here and they want to lie to us in the broad daylight. Listen, he talks about Waluke. Waluke is a Jubilee MP. This case, this case that is surrounding Honorable Waluke, he entangled in it before even Jubilee government. So we're asking them, look at their character, how they are confessing. That they were in Jubilee government. They couldn't vet these people. They went into coalition with people who they suspected had bad character. Look at them now. So we want to say, yes, I agree with you that the character matters. But on this one, the fact that Kenya is sinking day by day, it is the character of Uhuru that is stinking the way you describe it.
Okay. Well, I'd love us to look at the NASA, NASA coalition. We have ANC at Ford Kenya, and we also have Wiper, formally exiting from the NASA coalition. What do you make of this as we gear towards 2022? And as looking backwards, we have like the other coalitions that have always led to elections in 2007 or subsequent elections from that, we have seen that they have been broken like cord before the next election. What do you make of this, all these? Can this, yes?
Yes, can this? Or just gone?
Yes.
You see, at the end of the day, politics, you have to, it's like you have to reinvent yourself.
Okay.
It's a matter of reinvention. You can see a thief reinventing himself, that he's a bottom-up saint. And Kenyans know that, and they can't buy that. We see Kalonzo in NASA, now they are reinventing themselves, because Kalonzo maybe has some challenges in Ukambani, he has to stamp his authority. Now how does he reinvent himself? He has to come out of NASA and come again with a certain Kalonzo. The same Davadi, if they stay in NASA, what are they bargaining for? Are we together? So this coming out of NASA, it doesn't mean it is disintegrating. It is called a reinvention process. And they are reinventing themselves so that they will still come together. You can take it to the bank. Even Raila, even this Okoa, it is a kind of reinventing himself. So there's no big deal about NASA or something. In fact, you can reason to Mudavadi when he was in Nyeri. He was categorically, I can't work with Raila. When they were saying that we have come out of NASA, he was like, we have broken up the NASA, but that doesn't mean we cannot work together. The same with Raila. We are not coming out of NASA, but it doesn't mean we can't work together. Kalonzo, we are forming Okoa Kenya, Kenya, but it means if Raila wants to join us, he can join us. You can see the language.
Yes.
The language is still the same. Government will be formed. And the good thing about it, no Kenya want a thief near public resources. He will be in opposition, and that's where he's going, and that's why he doesn't want to drag any son of this soil into his messes.
Okay.
The only person maybe who can form coalition with is Museveni at his age, or the terrorist, Ayudin, Harold.
Yes.
Eugene, just because Museveni nowadays doesn't give them attention, it has made them insult him. And one thing that they forget, that Uganda is our leading trade partner in this region. In fact, it's the second after China. Then it's Uganda. And these people, because they're so careless in talks and everything, they don't know if it's such kind of reckless talks, they don't know the magnitude they have in severing our trade relationship with Uganda. You know,
we are going to come to
but
that.
even that one, before we come to that, I just want to remind my brother that again you should apologize to Kenyans, because it's only a thief who knows a fellow thief. And you know, most of the time, when they've gone to steal and they fight there, so when they come out, everyone wants to behave as if, I'm not a thief, I'm what? All these have been their propaganda. One, they've been unable to pull down His Excellency.
So you're saying that
DP. And I'm telling you, we just, let me tell you.
The thing is a thief.
No, I'm telling you, because I'm using his own words. He's been mentioning here thief, thief, thief. And I'm saying only a thief knows a fellow thief. He's in Jubilee.
So
They're
them
still
are
in
thieves.
Jubilee. I don't know. They're still in Jubilee. So that's why I said, when he stands here, and I mean when he comes here and addresses Kenyans and they say, so-and-so's character is stinking, and this so-and-so's character is stinking, the one the character stinks, the one he's telling Kenyans, this is the person they've worked with for almost 9 years.
Okay.
And right now you are telling us.
About One Kenya Alliance. What do you think about One Kenya Alliance?
I don't want to discuss. Let me tell you this.
Yes.
It is funny that we have somebody from a party which came to realization that to take this country way back in 2017, we have to have one national party and collapse all other parties into this one party called Jubilee. That is the one right now which is preaching for, you know, you can have alliance, you can get out of that alliance, break it, telling individuals to do that. The question I have, what value has this have to do with the people? What are people gaining from this? Okay. And you see, when they're forming these alliances, I've not had any issue-based discussion. He's just mentioning to me, Musalia, Western, Raila, Nyanza, Kalonzo. I'm asking you, me as Nekesa,
yes,
as Wanjiru, what do I have? Am I eating that name called Musalia? Am I eating that name called Kalonzo? What value will this bring to Kenyans? We are poorer than what we were. We were poorer. We are more poorer than how they found us. So what I'm just trying to advise my brother, you cannot prescribe a medication and then after some time you come up and say, no, let's go back to where we were. If anybody played those videos, those speeches of yours in your rallies in the run-up to 2017, how you are condemning these alliances, calling them tribal outfits, and now you are telling us, oh, you can rearrange again. I'm telling you, those are just individuals who are going out for power, who wants power. As we are not discussing titles, we are not discussing power position, we are discussing the agenda of all Kenyans.
Okay, thank you so much, Susan Mageni and Chege. We are coming back to you, Chege. We are going for a short break, but when we'll be right back, we are coming with a lot more. This is GBS TV, and of course, this is The Insight. Don't go away. Thank you so much, and welcome back to The Insight. Of course, we are having a conversation with Susan Mageni and, of course, Joseph Chege. There's a lot of questions that we are talking and discussing about. And we're talking about the alliances, the possible alliances. And I'd love to know from you, Chege, going forward into 2022, we have had several pundits, political pundits, saying that unite or perish. And of course, we've heard that the hashtag has been going on for some time now. And that was being used to advise the former NASA principals and Gideon Moi to form a coalition, a formidable coalition that will go against Ruto 2022. Is Ruto that mighty? That begs my question.
Number one, Ruto is not that mighty. But we are looking at the future of this country. It is the future of this country. Because these people, they are aware of the person they are dealing with. They have dealt with him before. And they are dealing with him now. They know our country is at stake. And these people telling you, unite or you perish, it's true. It's either we unite as a country or we perish. And that's what I'm telling you. When you have a visionary leadership, it works for a country. Imagine now we could be having COVID and tiarara on the streets. Now imagine such a scenario that businesses are not opening in town because of COVID and demonstration. You could not be having an economy. But you had the visionary president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He refused the top, being the top, but he came down to shake hand with the leader of opposition, Raila Amolo Odinga, so that this demonstration can go away and the country can work. And so far you have seen, go to the roads, they're being constructed everywhere. If you cannot be able to work with other Kenyans because of your defensive character, where do you think we'll take this country? So
unite or perish is not...
Unite or perish. Even if your manager comes here on this studio, he will tell you the same thing. You, the people who work here, it's either unite, you talk in one voice, or you perish. Right now, if you go to Kisumu, Kisumu knows. You know, the reason I'm telling you...
Why can't they unite together with the Ruto? So that they work together with the Ruto?
That's a problem now. That's a problem. These people have come out. Let me tell you one thing.
Yes.
And he was asking why people uniting or something like that. When in your village, and I want to repeat this so that I can sing to Kenya. When in your village there's somebody who is anawasumbua usiku na wizi. As villagers, munakujaga wote jioni, muna unite against such a power? Because it is not a lie.
Okay.
We are not, it's a lie. Okay. That's why we are uniting.
Mangeni.
Uniting against
Mangeni,
this man.
What do you make of that? Unite or perish. Uniting against the deputy president or...
And in fact, before I finish, nobody is uniting against the deputy president. They are just avoiding him.
Okay.
Not against him. They're just avoiding him.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Eugene.
Yes.
You and me and many Kenyans, and I believe all Kenyans,
Yes.
have heard about that rallying call. And they've said it. Kinacheges and the company have said, you people, if you do not unite, if you don't unite, Ruto atawanyorosha asubuhi na mapema. And the people who are telling us, the other day, you saw even Malala and Sifuna, all of them saying how watanyoroshana either a week before the election or a day before polling centers are open. Wenyewe, and these people were debating and talking about this. So, why is Chege and his company living in denial? The truth is, and they have felt Ruto's absence from their party, from the government, they have seen it. In the government right now in Kenya, Kenya lacks direction. He talks about visionary leader. A government is not an individual. A government is a configuration of so many systems. We have policies, we have culture, we have many things in place. He keeps on priding, and I've asked him, since 2018, when they achieved that handshake, Ruto has been edged out. Even a class 1 child knows this. But the question I'm asking him, why are we not better? Why are we growing poor and poorer?
Okay.
I'm also asking him, he talks about mentioning corruption and saying Kimarer and Aror, meaning those were the only flagship program for his Jubilee government. And I'm asking him this question.
Yes.
What happened to the COVID millionaire? How did COVID millionaire came to be the scandal? This 2 billion that His Excellency the President, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, lamented about, this 2 billion a day, which is being lost, were lost after they aged out Mheshimiwa William Ruto. So I'm asking him, can now he come out openly and tell us who are these other looters in his words? Okay. The other thing about this uniting, the question Kenyans wants to understand, why this call about uniting? They are uniting around which idea? Nobody is telling us, I can bring this value, I can bring this strength, I can bring, they're just telling us, unite Luya in so, Kalenjins in Gideon Moi, I don't know who. The question Kenya asking, is that going? Those people have been there forever. We've known them. We've known them. We've seen them.
Okay, let me ask
but why are we still poor? What is the agenda? You can only unite around an agenda. That's why we don't need them. We can unite with the people themselves on the ground.
Susan is saying they have an agenda. And of course, we have also had a Raila with an agenda. But maybe you can tell us that Mudavadi, Kalonzo and Gideon Moi, what agenda do they have for Kenyans that can make their formation more formidable against the Deputy President, Ruto?
Who have an agenda? Against Deputy President who have an agenda. You come to this company, you get a person who has been there for 29 years, and it's going down. Then he comes and tell you, no, I have an agenda now. That is the person Kenya are trusting this nation with. And I told you before, it doesn't matter agenda you have. It is the character of a person. If the character of a person is questionable, no agenda, no matter how good it is, we'll see the light of the day. Good. Now we come to your question about the Alliance 4.
Yes.
And you said it very well when you were starting. You unite or you perish. And I told you one very good thing, that Kenya, and that the reason for the unity, the reason Kenya don't go forward. Our main...
About this, the one Kenya Alliance, do they have an agenda?
They have an agenda. Any person coming together for unity, they have an agenda for this nation.
What is the agenda?
The agenda for this nation, if you reduce or you remove tribalism and ethnicity, these leaders coming together.
What you're removing.
These leaders coming together. and they talk in one voice.
Okay.
Because if you go to Kisumu, the face of their leadership is Raila Amolo Odinga. You cannot question that with the police in Zambia.
Okay.
If you go to Kambani, the face of leadership is Kalonzo Musyoka. Don't bring shenanigans like people don't know what they are doing.
Okay.
If you go to Mount Kenya, it's Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Don't bring shenanigans like people don't know what they are doing. Let's go to facts. You see, so going to Ukambani and telling them, because they are Kenyans, that we are in government and they cannot see the likes of Kalonzo, they are not in the government.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
The same way with the laws. If they can't see Raila, we are not in government. And that's why you see, if we can come together to reduce this after every 5 elections, we have war. After, we go to election in 2013. After 2013 to 2015, it is war. So we waste 2 years fighting Raila and Kalonzo and the rest. Are you together? So the reason we are coming together, and that was the reason for BBI, the reason we are coming together is to reduce this tribal animosity, antagonism. And if we reduce that, even corruption will reduce. Because there is no like mtu wetu, simu kwa serikali, there is no saying mtu wetu anaonewa, hakuna kuonewa. Are we together? His 2 billion which they were saying, bado zinaibiwa. The day Ruto will resign, hakuna pesa itaibiwa. But it's still there.
Eugene.
Out of 5 billion.
And this even begs the question.
Yes.
Eugene.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me ask my brother here, and to be very honest, why are they growing personality and glorifying personality cult politics?
Okay.
Does he want to tell us today that these people will always be here forever? They're immortals. Immortals in the sense that him Chege does not see himself as the face of Central. He doesn't see himself. Yeah? And without Raila, if let's say, and God forbid, if Raila is not in this world, or Musalia is not in this world, or Ruto or Gideon Moi or whoever, that those communities will cease existing. This is the kind of politics that has deprived us and continues to sink us into poverty. Having some intermediaries, middlemen, it's like you're doing a business, you have middlemen, where you cannot think for the government. You feel that this person knows all your challenges. And no wonder development is not reaching their mashinani. Because people have no way of bringing their issues and sit together as a government. So me, what I want to tell my brother, in just reacting, those kind of politics, and they the one in Jubilee, went all over, getting NASA Alliance, because I was in NASA last time, and telling us, you are just a cocoon of tribal kings. So I'm asking myself, what has changed? What has now changed that has now made them come to realization that you need so many fragmented? Anybody who goes for those fragmented, they are lazy in thinking, they have no national agenda, and I'm seeing it's not about titles, it's not about power, it's about leadership.
Okay, let me ask you this: which formidable formations are formidable actually when going into 2022? Do you think that maybe Raila and Ruto could maybe unite?
You see, for me,
do you think that maybe Oka could unite with the Ruto?
Thank you.
Yes.
The only formidable formation that this country needs is a unity that will seek to bridge the gap between the haves and the have-not. What is causing all these differences is because we have many poor people against very few rich people. All these challenges is not even tribalism. It's the people who don't have. It's poverty that is causing us to see these differences. So in this country, we just have two tribes. The haves and they have not. And we are telling them, bring us an agenda that can unite us. Instead of doing that, they're still sending us into tribal. A person, a Kikuyu, who has slept on an empty stomach, and a Luya, who has slept on an empty stomach, they're just the same. They belong in one tribe. So this unity that Kenyans wants to see going forward is how do we bridge? How do we reduce inequalities? How do we reduce poverty? This is what we are, and this is the reason why UDA, because through our hustler, nation movement.
Okay. Let me get this.
And let me tell you, Eugene, before we go there, for us, we are not so much worried on who is uniting what. For us, as long as we can unite that tribe call, they have notes, and discuss an agenda, and bring on board development priority that will speak into their interests. That's all we care about. And that's why they are worried. They are worried because they have no language to speak to that group. Them, they are rich. They want to stay there. And then these other Kenyans will be following them that we are the tribal kings. We're no longer going there.
I want her to finish.
And of course, you have to tell us.
Yes, one thing.
Which alliances are formidable?
Very good. Let me tell you. Yes. And that's why I tell you, the UDA thing, from the head to the grassroots, all are conmen. All. Because right now, Ruto is with Mwangi Kiunjuri. Is Mwangi Kiunjuri in UDA? No. He's in TSP. The service? But I'm telling you, you listen to a UDA person talk and you are like, God, what is wrong with you? We have Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is with William Ruto. Is Moses Kuria in UDA? Chama Chaka? The other one, Moses Kuria had stolen. Jesus, they are stealing even parties. The other one, Moses Kuria had stolen, PEP, was taken away. In UDA right now, the people in UDA, we have Mwangi Kiunjuri, has TSP, we have Moses Kuria, has Chama Chaka, and they are there. But they will tell you, in UDA, we don't want. But the fact remains, they are already a coalition.
Do you see a tenable coalition between Raila and Ruto?
It can happen.
It can happen.
But it's only Ruto becoming a follower to vote Raila.
Okay.
Not even as a deputy. Because if it happens, Raila will go down as as a president who never achieved anything. Everything will be stolen. He will go the Uhuru way. That's why I'm telling you. That you did think, oh, we are not a coalition. It is already a coalition. Moses Kuria is there with the party. Is there.
No, you are in Jubilee. You are in Jubilee. What if the president now tells you that I have talked with William Ruto and everything is okay? Now this is the way we are following William Ruto.
There is no even a chance. What the president has seen is enough. There is no chance whatsoever. If there is a person who has tried to amend the relationship, is William Samoei Ruto. And I'm telling you the truth. When they were in Bomas, if you can play the clip because you have it, you saw the president standing and telling Kenyans that even when I was coming with this BBI, Ruto was aware. And he said, he's here, ask him. Okay. When I was choosing the people, he's here, he chose some of the people. In fact, Ruto was so embarrassed that he had to wake up from the seat and go and tap Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta on the back, don't say. But Uhuru told him that is okay. And he went and sat down. That's why I'm telling you, just listen to a UDA person. Okay, you don't have to be intelligent Eugene. To know it's just
I'd love us to move to another conversation altogether about William Ruto, the deputy president, who was stopped from traveling from Kenya to Uganda. What do you think about this and all the drama that ensued? Let me ask you, Susan.
Let me tell you, I wish came first because yes. For me, first and foremost, if you say we move to William Ruto, since the beginning of this debate, we've been talking about Ruto. And indeed, if Ruto was not mighty, as he's trying to explain here, we will not be spending all this time talk about him. The thing is, these people, they are right now trying to recruit haters to hate Ruto. But I've just said one thing. Ruto does not care about those tribal outfits. Ruto cares about common mwananchi. Okay. He should not purport to know what is happening in UDA and he's not in UDA. He should just focus on rebuilding, rebuilding Jubilee. And we heard the other day, I think 2 days ago, they said what he's trying to do here is something they've sat down. They've come up with a strategy and are saying they're going to come up with all sorts of propaganda to hit at Ruto, to try paint him, all those things. Let me tell you, my brother, Ruto's voters are already decided. Let me tell you, Raila can come and work with us. Whoever wants can come and work with us. And Raila has started. He's also subscribing to bottom-top approach. When he talks about buy Kenya, jenga Kenya, that's simply, when he talks about having industry in each and every sub-county, he's all bottom-top approach. So what I'm trying to tell my brother, is that they can do whatever things they want to do. The script you're asking us about being stopped to go to Uganda, I've just answered you. About 2-3 days ago, these characters who are in Jubilee, who are feeling pained, who are still nursing injuries of being defeated in Kiambaa.
We are short of time. Let me ask
I'm just
you,
saying of being defeated in Kiambaa.
Yes.
Said that they were going to do everything they can to humiliate Ruto, to undermine Ruto, to instill fear among Kenyans.
Okay.
And for me, so whatever happened
Okay.
was not a surprise.
Yes.
They had already written it in a script that they were going to do it. So
Why will the deputy president be stopped from going to Uganda? Is there something that we're not being told that maybe could have prompted this action?
They can't answer that. He has gone in. She has gone in round, but she can't go there.
Okay.
Because what we are telling you is the truth. Right now, my friend Eugene, you are a husband of your home. Your wife is the helper.
Yes.
And you come in the evening and you are told your wife went to Garissa to say hi to your friends and partnership. And your wife never texted you or told you anything about that. What will you do? That's what President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has been feeling all along. That he's the head of state and his deputy can just take a flight to go and have some conversation he doesn't even know of a country to another head of state, not even to the deputy president of Uganda,
Yes.
to another head of state. That is what I'm telling you. He has tried to sabotage President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to the core.
Okay.
And have given you example with your wife.
Yes.
That's what has been done. That like President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta will be told, there's, your deputy is already in the airport, going to meet Museveni. Uhuru is not even aware. He's not aware. And he's like, what is this madness? The deputy president, it was clear and it was clear to him.
Yes.
The deputy president, when you're traveling, in fact, he was traveling when the president was not around. Imagine such a shame.
what do you
President is
mean?
not around.
Okay.
What do you mean?
But I think he was around. He was around.
These are
And I'm
propaganda.
telling you-
He was around. He was in
It
Mombasa.
doesn't matter even he was in
It's
Mombasa.
a propaganda.
But I was telling
Stop
you,
it.
let me finish. I was telling you,
Yes.
it's not the first time he
Yes.
has traveled
Yes.
to other head of state.
2 weeks ago, he was in Uganda.
Was again
Yes.
without president order or without president knowing what was discussed.
Okay.
Discussed. That is your wife going to Garissa, discussing with your friends and partners without you knowing. You don't know anything. He comes back again. He take the bag, Nyandarua, discussing with friends. We need to.
And if that's the culture, and you know, it's a Eugene. Let me tell you.
Let me finish.
Was this the first trip, my
Let me
brother?
finish.
Was
Then
it the
after
first trip?
I finish, we'll talk. It was not the first trip. He has been doing that all along, sabotaging President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Okay.
And I've given you with your wife. The best thing you can do is divorce. But these people cannot divorce.
Okay.
The best thing they can do is that Uhuru will feel the pinch. He made a wrong decision of picking this person, and he has to live with it. Because if that person, William Ruto, goes there and something happens to him, watasema ni nani?
Okay, let me hear from
Eugene,
again.
I want to use the same analogy. You
Yes.
know, when you together as a couple, you you come up with, develop a certain culture of doing things. So, if your wife has been going to Garissa every time going to Garissa, probably that's the culture that is there. So why would you stop your wife from going there and that's the culture? And maybe that's what we also do. How many times? Because this is not just a vice president who does not have power. If today also anything happens to Uhuru, he's the man who will be sworn in as the president. So we may also want to ask, we've also seen it happening.
Okay.
Uhuru goes for national events
Yes.
and he picks other people who are not even part of the government.
Yes.
And then that is okay.
Well, we are
To
short of
Ruto,
time.
that is okay.
Susan,
That
yes,
is not
we're short of time.
insubordination. That is not anything. That is okay.
I'll give you some seconds to make a final remarks. And of course, Mangeni will also give you some time.
The good thing about Kenyans,
Yes.
Kenyans are not stupid.
Yes.
They know these people. And I want to tell Kenyans,
Yes.
because they are listening to me For any leader to come and tell you about policy, whichever policy doesn't come, even if it comes from the moon, it is the look at the character of the person. If the character is questionable, no matter the policies they come up with, nothing will ever prevail. And I want Kenyans to mark that. They should not be confused again with policies, with narratives. They don't give a damn. Character of a person will change this country.
Okay.
Of person who will lead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Eugene. I just want to tell Kenyans that in this country we have only two tribes, the haves and the have not. Any agenda that we want to see right now is an agenda that can will be seeking to bridge that gap. So all these hullabaloos about coalitions here and there of individuals who have been there for decades, yet we've not seen any difference. Even if they were in opposition, you'll try to see them putting the government of the day on toss. But that has not been happening. They're not offering alternative agenda. All they're doing is coming up with distorted facts, and we know it. So I want to encourage Kenyans, majority of you are working with us, are working with UDA, na ule mtu ambao una matunda mazuri, ndio huu una receive mawe. So all these things they're doing is what we call in military strategy is Fabian strategy, trying to undermine us, trying to make us look bad.
Okay.
But we are confident that we are standing with Kenyans. We don't need tribal outfits.
Thank you so much, lady and gentlemen, for coming to the show and honoring my invite. Well, thank you so much, viewer, for tuning in to GBS TV Africa. This is The Insight with me, Eugene Kwach, whereby every Friday at 8 p.m. we tend to educate you, to enlighten you on issues concerning politics and current affairs here on The Insight. And of course, tonight, on behalf of everyone else who has made this happen, we wish you a good night. And my name is Eugene Kwach.